Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is Warhog here and I'm back on your screens today with some Wargame Red Dragon gameplay. Here I am, playing as the Red 4 faction, one of my USSR decks. I've decided to spawn over in Alpha and take Bravo. This is a 10 versus 10 on one of the biggest and, to be honest with you, I think better maps of the game. I like this map, it's a very well balanced map. As you can see, if I go all the way back over here, Bravo here, this is the objective I'm going to go for. I quite like going for this one. But it has a counterpart. If you just swing the map around, everything is pretty much has an opposite. X-ray, of course, on this map, X-ray is the opposite of Bravo. They're the same, just the other way around, more or less. They do have some differences. For example, Bravo doesn't have the big forest in the middle. It has this strip. But then Bravo also have the benefits of having some forest here, a strip here, a strip there, and additional buildings on this side. But an approach road down here is not shielded by forests. In fact, you don't get to the forest until you get down this bit of road. So if you swing back around to Bravo, where am I? Over here. There we are. As you can see, I've got a big clump of forest in the middle, a big one over here as well. Only 3 sets of garrisonable buildings, and you've got a bit more cover. When you come down this road, you've got more cover and you can sneak through here. But there is, and there also is no hidden tree lines for me to hide units and anti-aircraft units in here. So they are similar, but there are some obvious differences to keep things fresh. So anyway, I decided to spawn in with a KA-52 and an Akula. Here's my command vehicle unit, and I brought in a Tunguska, a 100-point Tunguska and a 50-point Strela 10M, and some Treat Motorstrelking 90s and BTRDs with Igla Ns, I believe, manpads. Actually, looking back at this, I didn't need to keep this guy back here. Oh, that was a waste of 120 points. Oh well. Okay, anyway. So, at the start of this game, only one of our guys went to the center. And normally this is a big contested area, and of course he's got so many different locations and sectors to try and take control of. With he's got a fair amount of troops, but I guarantee you, every game I've seen on this map, the center has been one hotly contested area, like a complete and utter mosh pit. Death to anything that enters this area, even aircraft. As you can see, on our team, we've decided to focus on the flanks. There's been a helicopter rush up here. I correct myself, it is now a helicopter retreat up here. We're flexing out, lots of ground units. And on the right flank, of course, we've pushed up me into Boris. Let's see, we've got 2 guys on the right flank. 3 guys on the right flank heading up towards Paul. F-16 flying around. Now here comes my Su-27, my interceptor craft. As you can see, my Kula and Ka-52 have engaged their early troops. I do take some fire, but I've engaged them. Ka-52 takes a shot at the F-16 and boom! 160 points, takes it down right off the bat. There we go, there goes the F-16. Now I decided to pull my choppers back before I take any casualties. I've taken out a number of vehicles already, as you can see here. Nothing too expensive, they look to be quite cheap, but now that was close. Normally, if he does that, they could have dropped in a whole load of tanks, but I suppose it was only a poorly armoured thing, so yeah, unfortunately they sent in their CV unit. The hope, I guess, was to take Paul and hot droppers with a bunch of infantry or tanks, but it didn't quite work out like that. Now the rest of their attack forces here is going to be mincemeat. So as you can see here, I've deployed anti-A infantry up front. The infantry here kind of just became a wasted resource. I mean, I kind of sent them here, expecting the enemy to go in force into Jacob, and then we'll be needing to fight off numerous attacks along this axis here. And normally that happens, but it didn't this time. We went in pretty damn strong on the right flank here. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do now is just repair and rearm my helicopters. I think my plan is to reinforce this area, bring some vehicles in and additional anti-aircraft, and then eventually push into this area here. And then of course we launch an attack on Jacob. As things turns out, they were so poor on the numbers or the strength on this flank that my allies were able to just push their tanks up into Jacob from the get-go. So now that leaves me lagging behind slightly. Now I'm moving my units up. At this point I'm taking a look around. I'm thinking Centre's got some contacts. He's done well. He's got Gregory. He's moving into Ivan. But the enemy have got Jot, Uliana and Tatiana already. Chariton is completely wasted sitting there at the moment. There we go. So they've secured the left. They've got what would appear to be a strong showing on the left at least. So there's nothing too major. Again, once again, the mainstay of the combat is happening in the center. But the enemy presence has been quite minimal. I'm guessing they went heavy CVs. I'm guessing that's one of the reasons. They went heavy on the CVs to try and get the points, to try and get the resources to recruit and field additional troops. And of course the disadvantage of that is if you come across the enemy, they've gone CV light, they can overwhelm your small mouth troops, take out your CVs, and you're in an even worse position. As you can see here, my allies decide to launch an attack across Jacob against Derpy Satan. Yeah, Derpy Satan. So he's got some M1 Abram tanks rolling in. Got some cheapish T-72s, I think. Are they only these 95-point ones? Oh no, they've got some upgrades to them. What, 50-point maybe? Anyway, so he's a nice show of force. 3 T-72s, BUs, B1s, some anti-air, and I decided to send this is really a token gesture of my support. I send forward my BTR 80s. Really, my BTRDs. Really, the only intention for me using these was to support basically anti-infantry, cannon fodder. I eventually put them in this tree line to make sure there's nothing there. Also using them to scout. However, my main power at the moment, my main assistance comes from the use of the K-52 and the K-50 cooler to operate recon on this area, and also to take out any enemy units that are coming to counterattack at Jacob. Now, as you can see how I'm bringing in some more troops now. I'm bringing in some of my more powerful anti-air and my own T-72B. This, however, is the 95-point cheap tank. Or cheapish tank, but it's 95 points. But I do field some more powerful ones. But here we go, engaging with the Akula. There's a kill. Move them up again. I believe I take out these Abrams, at least one of them. Oh, there's a Humvee. Missed. Hit. Beat you to it. Here we go, engaging the Abrams now. Jaguar GR1 coming over. 65-point Abrams down. Oh, where that shot was going. Then I should take him out as well with the T-72. SU-27. Don't know what I was talking about there. So here we go. Moving the BTRs up just to ensure there's nothing in this tree line. Nothing, no infantry, no more recon, no tanks, no hidden surprises. Apologies. As you can see here, I've built up some additional anti-aircraft troops. I've got some infantry going on. Anything else? I'm going to bring out a T-80 at some point soon. Oh, there it is. T-80U. M. The flappy thing at the front. So I noticed they had some units here in this tree line. So I figure it's time for me to check it out. Now at the time, of course, all I can see is these annoying little Avengers. So I thought, these guys will deal with them, no problem, no problem. And then they're going to run into some Navy SEALs. Oh, S-16A. There they go, Navy SEALs. And now I pull my last surviving Spetsnaz guy back. I believe this is the point where I send my VDV in. Here comes the T80U. Now I'm bringing my Strellas forward, so I'm going to occupy this area here, make it hard for them to counterattack. Well, that was the idea anyway. Of course, my range is more or less limited to this area. Well, the enemy be using this area, so I could have done with, if there's another tree, if there was another row of trees up here, I would have occupied that. So I'm just pulling my choppers back now to rearm and repair again. T80U's moving up. Repositioned my AA. So I've got AA up front, I've got AA and AAA in the back. I'll be bringing up some more AA soon. As you can see now, the enemy have pushed into Ivan. So we've now, instead of being on the offensive, we're now put on the defensive. So Ivan is being pushed back to its to this edge of the sector. However, we have now got more guys pouring troops into Gregory to assist. As you can see, I've brought out a TO-62 napalm tank to help out, along with a T-72B as well. These are going to come in from this direction. I keep forgetting there's a spawn point here. This is the bane of my existence. Sometimes I forget that they when you try and bring units into this area, they'll bring from this spawn point, and if the enemy occupy this area, your reinforcements get slaughtered. So tip for playing this map: don't forget this. Always try and micromanage your unit spawns down here, or if this area is safe, then fair enough. So, as you can see here, we've just taken out the Navy SEALs, VDV, and my BTRs. I'm just going to leave it at BTRs moving in. T-72 as well, sending that guy up as well, 1989, decent tank, 150 point tank. Now see these guys. I believe these are light tanks, modern day light tanks. Powerful gun, but weak armor. And some anti-aircraft weaponry. Soon to be dead, I'm sure. Now, again in the center, we've lost all troops in Ivan's, and they now have a control of Ivan. We're down to Gregory, so it does look bad. And of course, look at all this incoming artillery fire. The artillery fire mostly coming from Vasily over here. So that's something we could keep an eye on, really, because I've seen it many times where we lose Gregory and the whole center is gone. And that then poses a threat to Elena and Fedor, and as soon as that happens, the whole team sort of just crumbles. Now they're also moving on Chariton, although we've got barely anything in Chariton here, so they're moving in on here now. And of course that's a threat to Michael and Fedor as well as any reinforcements heading up towards Gregory from this road. So taking Chariton should be a priority for us. Let's take down. Just lost a K-52. So there's my Su-27 there. I missed out on a kill there. The AA down here got it. Now, as you can see, up here, unfortunately, I went and lost all my units, and I'm not entirely sure why I lost that T-72 so easily, but it died. So that's all gone. I've got the napalm tank coming up, and I've got the last surviving member of the Spetsnaz group here to try and recon the area. Unfortunately, he stood behind the peak of this little mountain and can't see anything. So again, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just flipping between the middle and the right flank, just trying to see if I can help anything out, really, where I can help out and lend a hand. So he gets taken out by artillery fire, poor guy. Nasty way to go. So I'm bringing in some light mortar units of my own. Nothing special, just really to pester and hammer. Pester the enemy, not really hammer them, just pester them. There are invisible people shooting. It's hard to tell if we have most of the map or they have most of the map. Well, they've got a defensive circle going. We've got we're trying to almost encircling them. Oh, here we go. So I see the Super Cobra out here, and I decided to send in my Mi-24V. I figured, you know, this guy's got 8 infrared anti-aircraft. This guy's already been firing off his anti-aircraft missiles, so I figure I could probably win in a fight between these two units. Now I'm interested to see what happens here, because he just disappears. That's what happened. Because I send my guy in a moment. So I think, there we go, I sent him in because the guy disappeared. Now I didn't actually at the time, I didn't see this happen. So I figured he just disappeared off my radar screen. So I sent my guy in, thinking, oh, he'll pop up any second now, we'll have a duke and I should win. So here we go. Still nothing yet. I think, you know, it's still a hind, it's still going to do some damage. SC-24 drops some bombs here, no effect. No, okay, move the Mi-24 up a bit more. Maybe he's just pulled back a bit. Again, completely oblivious that he's already dead. Oh, look. And I run straight into one of these guys. Takes me out. Oh well, there goes 100 points. Down we go, down we go. Yeah, oh well, there goes 100 points. I believe it's someone else kills him at some point, possibly these T-72s. At this point I'm saving up for an anti-radar aircraft, seed aircraft. So I've backed myself up now, so they've got some Marines coming in, but I've got some extra VDV and more BTRs ready to line this route with an napalm tank. Backed up with a Strela. Down here you can see I've got a T-72, T-80, another T-72, Strelas, move my Tunguster up, and now I've got a BUK-M1 back here as well. All supported by mortars and light vehicles, all cannon fodder up front. Infantry in the back, backup choppers, and I've still got my K-52 and a cooler back here. That's it, I think I actually forget about the coolers now. Now this was a surprisingly short battle. I think it was only had, as you can see here by the counter, it was only a 20-minute battle. Large point requirement, but it was only a 20-minute battle, and it's pretty close. We're only 1,000 ahead. You can go either way. But with only 3 minutes and 45 odd seconds left, I doubt it. Unless we really did something stupid and just sent all the vehicles in blindly and with their weapons turned off, we might then lose. But anyway, as you can see, we've pushed back up from Gregory. We're really aggressing on Ivan again now. The enemy have lost all the units that they sent into Chariton. I'm sending some more units in. My allies are already sending units into Chariton, so Chariton is pretty much a given that it's ours now. My interceptor jet just circling, just in case. A couple of bombers and whatnot flying around. Now, of course, we lost all our recon units up front here, so there's me asking, can we get some more recon up here? An F-16 flying around. Where's my other interceptor? Oh, so they lose a guy. Lieutenant Major Leon Hench. So here we go. Sending in my SU-27. He backed out, so I evac'd my SU-27. There's no point having him out here now. Bring in my MiG-25BM now. Big ass plane, look at that thing. So I'm going to bring him over, see if we can kill anything. Oh, immediate spottage. 1 unit down. Challenger marksman left. There's 50 points, I believe. Can I bring him around again? Now, I thought I could do another pass, but I saw this F-16, F-15C and something else coming in. 2 F-15s, so I thought, screw it, evac him. So I've got these SK-60Bs coming in. I've got my interceptor coming in for them. Do I get any of them? I can't remember. There goes a missile. Oh, yep, there we go. I got one. Fire another missile on this guy. I evac'd him. I should have left him a second longer because the second missile would have taken him out. You can see I hit him once, but he survived. I didn't want my interceptor jet straying too far and getting taken down. It's not really a good trade. They're only 60 points compared to my 150, 160 point, possibly even 170. I forget. There goes the second guy. He was on our team, so we lose the second guy. Of course, the game loses the second guy. This guy is on our team, so I get a sudden boost in points, which allows me to bring in additional aircraft. Now, for some reason, I sent another jet against this guy, misclicked, and ended up getting the bomber. So I realised, evac'd him. He gets shot at, survives, but he does get shot at. There we go. So here comes my SU, but that guy ran out of fuel, so he goes anyway. Lucky bugger. So as you can see here, I've brought some infantry out just to help out in Chariton. We've got it now. Bringing some infantry out into Ivan we are, so centre's now going our way. Now we've had to more or less pull out of Jacob. As you can see here, my allies have been forced out of Jacob primarily due to the artillery. We've lost our eyes up in the forest up here. We don't know what they have in this region now, and Jacob is being battered by artillery. My own units in this region now are being battered by artillery. Now I figured, well, we need to get some more AA up here and bring the armour back, dig in and give us another push. At that point, the game ends. So there you go. That's a 10 versus 10 on 20 minutes, which is unusual. Normally I'm there for the long run and it plays out forever. So anyway, there I am. Not bad. I'm happy with those points. Got a lot of command points, so I'm happy with that. The Kula and the Su-27 were by far the best killers. One of the highest point kills, of course, was this F-16 here, 160 points by the Ka-52 right at the start of the game. Unfortunately, I lost a 150 point tank and a 100 point helicopter, both needlessly, in my opinion. They could have been avoided, which would have, wow, that would have made that considerably lower. But hey ho, all's fair in war. Well, that isn't, but you know, that's just what they say. Short game, guys. I'll probably just cut this here, but I'll be back soon with some more Wargame Red Dragon. Thanks for watching. As ever, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Now in darkness, world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs of the power, and as God has struck the hour, day of judgment, God is calling. On the knees, the war pigs crawling.